We got my dad out here again using his tractor. We just dug this trench from all the way up here at the house. I'll show you what that is for in a little while. We had to be very careful right here on this corner though, because this is where our electrical and gas lines are coming right from that meter. You can kind of see where the flags are. So hand dug this corner, didn't use the backhoe on the John Deere tractor for that. Got a good fall all along here though. Let me jump down in the trench. So the entire way we were pretty much averaging around 2 inches of fall for every 4 feet. And we want at least 1 inch for every 10 feet. So the shallowest spot with the least amount of fall was actually right up here, up by the house. And even here we had 1 inch of fall and 4 feet. So 2 inches of fall and 10 feet, if those numbers mean anything to you guys. So here's what we got going on here. Again, this is the drains that are coming out of the garage. You might be able to take a sneak peek and see. We got some drywall there. This is almost completely sided on the side of the house. But yeah, drains out of the garage, come out the foundation, run along the side of the house. And then right here on this corner, we're gonna have our gutter downspouts run right into here as well. So we have 4-inch SDR 35 pipe, and then we have a reducer in here that upsizes it up to the 6-inch corrugated pipe, and then a 4-inch corrugated pipe for right here on this downspout. Then we're gonna come out of here, out of the T with the 6-inch corrugated pipe, non-perforated, and that's going to, you know, go behind me right where you guys saw. So it's just gonna kind of make a 90-degree turn there and then come all the way to the ditch as you've seen behind me. So here's the ditch that I was talking about. Here's our 6-inch SDR 35 pipe that is coming and draining the woods and the culvert from our other driveway there. So same ditch, we're gonna lay the 6-inch corrugated pipe all the way from up there down through our trench, maybe terminate it somewhere in here so that we can cover this ditch up a little bit more up here to the house and slowly grade it down to that 6-inch SDR 35 pipe. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side of the house, run our gutter downspouts all the way out to the woods where it's kind of swampy, put a catch basin out there, and then run 6-inch from that catch basin all the way out to the pond to help with some of that drainage so it's not draining across our property anymore. So we're gonna go ahead, throw in the 6-inch pipe, and then start covering it up. All right, we got the first 100 feet laid, coupler attached, because probably gonna need about 50 more feet to make it down there to the ditch, which is what I had estimated, so that's good. Probably will put a stainless screw in each one of these just so that coupler doesn't slip out. And Dad's ready to start backfilling everything back in. I'm going to do a quick little voiceover while you guys watch this time lapse of Dad just kind of feathering in the sand so that that pipe doesn't pop up out of there, and I'm making sure that it does not pop up either, stays in the bottom of that trench. Been a little absent lately, and part of that is because we have a huge announcement. We are having a baby, as some of you may have guessed. It's going to be a baby girl due in the fall time frame. So a lot of house projects that I am working on getting wrapped up, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It is the next day. Been a little while since I filmed an update. Everything went great over there on the other side of the house, covered up that pipe, had some nice fall to it. So that's gonna drain that whole side of the house. So we got this tube in here, another blind T down here, reduces up to a 4-inch. We'll have gutter downspouts that should cover this side of the house. Still undecided, but might pick up this roof line off the garage and run that over to here as well. And then we have the back side of the house too, that maybe pick up off that gutter and run it over T into this line. So we would have this whole side of the house running into the 6-inch line. Ran in a little bit of a predicament with the plan. That's why we got slowed down yesterday. Had to make a few decisions. Got some nice fall here. There was a low area right in here. We had to bring in some dirt. You can see some of the sandy dirt that we brought in to bring that pipe back up. So we continued having some nice fall all the way to the back. So 100-foot section. I have a coupler right in here, right where we're going to be dumping this dirt coupler with 2 stainless bolts in the top of it. So that runs almost straight off the line of that house. We're maybe 4 feet off the side of this tree back in there. All right, I'm going to hold this pipe real quick while Dad goes ahead and dumps this on top. Okay. So just kind of pinning it down in a few spots so that it doesn't move. I don't know if we're going to bury this line in the woods today. We're kind of running out a little bit of time since it's Sunday. Also, this clay was really hard to dig through. So you can see these big chunks. Putting those on this pipe and driving over it may crush it. I mean, they're pretty much big boulders. It does not have much give to it. So we're putting sand around the pipe and then going to shove the clay over the top of the sand. Also gives enough nice buffer when we go to dig the irrigation out here. You know, if we see the sand, we'll know where the pipe is located up here. So heading back this way now, we'll show you what we ended up putting in yesterday. And then I will go show you the pond, which is where the predicament lies. So nice fall all through here, probably about 1 inch every 10 feet. So not a ton of fall, but we definitely got fall all the way back to the culvert here. So we dug and put this in yesterday. Last week there was standing water all in this area, so that all dried up. And we got this culvert down at least 3 feet. So that'll come all the way from the house corner up there, drain into this, just using this as a catch basin. Not decided if we're going to cut it down lower or not yet. We will have to see kind of where the water level is in next spring here. You can see how much water is in the bottom of it. We got about 1 foot. Looks like there may have been a frog in there, something down there right now. But yeah, we got enough fall for that culvert to go into there. And then the plan was to run from this catch basin to the corner of the pond. You can see the dock out there. All right, let's start walking that way now. So you can kind of see this is low down in here. This is a hill in here. And what we ran into is even if we run a 6-inch piece of pipe from that culvert completely level so that we don't have any fall, seems like it's going to be a little low on the pond, which I was hoping the woods was a little bit higher. Even if we had ran it level, it would have been up plenty high on the pond. But exactly where that comes over here, let me show you. So pond filling up nicely. Still got to dig that outside edge out a little bit. I'm not sure how much more it's going to fill, but right in here, let's see where we had that transit at. This is where, if we come straight across from that culvert, that 6-inch pipe would come out. Really, I wanted this water all the way up to this edge, the sand ridge. Does not look like that is going to happen. So the predicament I ran into yesterday is, do we go ahead and still just run that out here anyways? The gutters will help fill up the pond. The water in this swampy woods will help fill up the pond. But to what extent? Are we going to get more rain and runoff from the land around the pond funneling in here, that this will cap how much water the pond can fill with, and then the pond would actually start backfilling into the woods? Not really sure. So I think what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to go ahead, we're going to continue, we're going to start digging this out now, bring in 6-inch pipe straight from that culvert and just bring it level out here. And if the pond gets so full that it's going to start trickling back into the woods and we want this pond to, you know, contain a little bit more water, I'm going to put some sort of valve or plug on it that I can just shut off this tube. And maybe during the summertime the pond level will get lower. We can open up that plug or valve and allow rain and runoff to come from the house to the culvert and into the pond, top it off a little bit more. We had quite a bit of standing water in this ditch over here along the side all springtime, and when we shot that with the Transit, that level was 2 feet higher, I think, than where we were doing with the Transit down here. So that water was sitting in there in the springtime till about a month ago. So in the springtime, I'm guaranteeing that this pond will be a lot taller. It might actually get right up to the sand ridge, which would be below the line that we have, that we would set that 6-inch corrugated line at. Our only other option is we raise up that 6-inch corrugated line on the culvert. We dam off the water. You know, it runs across our property here behind the house, right where we're going to be planting grass at. So we don't want that to have water all spring running right across our nice grass. So if we dam that up over here on this side, that would force the water in the woods to get to a higher level. We could bring that 6-inch corrugated line at a higher level here, you know, maybe coming right off this top of this ridge and going through there. But this woods may start to get a little bit swampy. I'm not sure how fast this would evaporate in here since we just lost water last week, especially dealing with mosquitoes in the springtime. So that's our options. You can kind of see where the culvert for that's going to be. So if we did end up doing that, then this 6-inch line would actually be taller than the gutters from our house coming in here. And during the summertime, of course, this all dries up, and I'm sure it would, even if we bring that 6-inch corrugated line up and drill it up somewhere in here even taller than that line. But yeah, that's kind of the predicament we're running into right now. I think we'll probably bring it up a little bit, and then yeah, we're gonna run it right through there. So that's the next task. Next time you see me, hopefully we have a little bit more of this dug in here. So far we're making good progress. You can kind of see the height that we decided to go with, almost identical to over here on this side. Kind of dam this up so that water shouldn't be able to flow that way anymore. It should be forced to go to the pond. We'll take a walk down the pipe. Again, most of this filming is for my documentation purposes, so years from now I can see where things are located. So we brought this across, and it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be on the pond. This high hill on this side is just really deceiving. So far, you can see we're maybe 2 feet deep in this area. It's right where we had a lot of little ditch to drain water across. And the highest bank is right here, right where this driveway is going. You can kind of see where the shed's going to go there in front of my truck. So that is a 100-foot piece. The coupler, just for my future reference, is right here. You can see the 2 stainless steel bolts in the top of that, and that is almost identically, almost exactly right in the center of this road, maybe off to the left-hand side, right off that front corner of that shed. So that's where that coupler is going to be. This was the deepest area. I'm guessing we're probably about 3 foot deep in here. Dad's coming, we're gonna fill in where that coupler is and then work our way back here to the pond. And then he's going to turn the tractor around so that we can finish digging here. It's kind of crazy how yellow the sand gets up here, but yeah, back there we had white sand all the way till we get to this side of where the driveway road was that we were driving on. So now he can turn around and dig backwards from the pond. This pipe is going to come out about right here where this stick is. So not too bad if we get Finny trucking in here again, pull a little bit more of this dirt. And if that's the top of the pond, that won't be too bad. we marked a few other areas around the outside of the pond so that we kind of see where the level was as well. But yeah, I'll do a quick video when we get all done digging the trench, getting the pipe in, and then we'll go ahead and fill in this giant trench. Transit has been working good. I don't know how you would be able to do this without that. Just using a level on top of a pipe just doesn't cut it. So we are within 1 inch up or down from the culvert all the way to the pond. So pretty much exactly level, give or take an inch. All right, let's get to filling this trench in a little bit and then get the rest of it dug out. We just got done running the rest of the 6-inch pipe to the pond. As you can see, it is still raining. Turned out pretty good though. Both our ends ended up meeting, so we must have ran it level. Just walk down the pipe real quick. Yeah, now we're just gonna go ahead, cover this up in a few spots, and then probably head out of here so that we can dry up a little bit. Seems like it's been raining for most of the day today. It's the worst spot up in here where you actually get to the clay out of that sand. But yeah, this is the longest tube out of all of them, probably around 190 feet. So this last weekend, or actually should I say this weekend, my dad and I, we ended up running a total of 600 feet 6-inch corrugated pipe buried on our property. So that was quite a task. Next up, not sure, maybe getting the shed in place. We put in the one more 6-inch drain for the downspout on the back of the house. So hopefully this will drain the area all the way above the living room there and above our master bedroom down to a downspout here. See that tube in here? And we coupled together a piece, you can see right here, getting 2 stainless bolts in the top of that into the coupler in about that location, maybe about 20 feet from the corner of the house. And then we're going to come over here, just tee it into the line that is ran from the corner over here by our master bathroom. So that'll tee into there and again run down into the drain culvert, our catch basin down there that then runs out to the pond. Not sure yet. We'll probably have one more downspout in this area off the garage here. Not sure if it's going to be in the corner over here by the door that we'll bring in and probably pop right into the end of the blind tee that is below that 4-inch. So again, downspout will be right there. We'll wait, see what the guys say, where they want to locate that downspout. We got some time though. I don't think the sidewalk or the front approach cement will be poured in the near future, so that's really, we got to get that pipe in before that is poured though, so that'll be tied into that area. So hopefully that'll keep the pond a little fuller as well, with all of the water coming off the roofs and going over to the pond during the summertime.
Many months later.
I finally just finished digging the last few downspouts. You can see this one's going to come right here to the corner, right down here by the entrance side door of the garage. Comes up a little bit shallow here, but keep in mind there will be quite a bit of sand brought in here yet. This is the topsoil that will be brought into this corner for landscaping, but there's quite a bit of sand down that way yet that will be brought in here for the sidewalk to this door, and then sidewalk will loop around and come up to the front porch. So again, same grade, at least an inch of drop about every 5 feet. Comes up a little bit shallower on this end, but as we keep going this way, you can very visibly see the drop. And here's where that other downspout will be. You can see a little bit of our rock almost finishing up. They're putting these columns in right now, and that is where that downspout will come for this little area here off the roof. We'll bring that black gutter right down the side of the stone into the 4-inch corrugated line. Had to bore underneath this board here to get the line in place, but again, a lot of drop all the way to this side. And then this is where I ended up tying into the 6-inch. So you can see the 6-inch down there. We're gonna have another downspout right here on this corner for this side of the house. And that 6-inch, again, runs all the way out there into the catch basin, and then from the catch basin out to the pond. So you can kind of see, again, this is more so for my purposes later on where I put those screws at, reducing it down from a 6-inch down to the 4-inch line. Screws in the top, I will be putting some shingle caps over those. Makes it a little bit easier to find those later on, as well as so you don't just cut through that pipe. And again, here's a 4-inch T, 3 screws, 1 in each of the top of those pipes that I'll throw a few of those shingle caps on as well. But yeah, finally complete. Was a lot of hard work digging in all these gutter downspouts, but it sure will look a lot nicer when it's done, not to have these just flowing out into the yard, draining all that water far away from the house, replenishing the pond with some of that water. And this wasn't too bad. You can see there was quite a bit of sand here. The other side of the house was a lot harder, digging through that topsoil that was more like clay than topsoil. But again, this is kind of the only area where that topsoil has already been spread. So I wanted to get this area done, complete, before they go ahead and bring in the rest of the sand here. Otherwise, I would have had to dig a lot deeper through here. So that's going to be a wrap on the gutter downspouts. On to the next project. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.